Have to be careful because I'm trying to charge my phone and not, oh shit, forgot I had water. There's water right there, I have to remember that too. Water, phone charger. There's a lot of obstacles going on in this video and we haven't even started yet. Let's get festive. Hello, Booktube world. It is I, Capri Nicole, and I am back with another video. I have not said that in a long time, and I just realized that because I was going back on my old videos. I never watch my videos once I edit them. They're up and that's it, but I just realized that I used to say that in the start of my videos, and I haven't said it in a while, so there it is. Today we're going to be doing the pumpkin painting book tag, which is what I started doing last year, and this year I learned my lesson, okay? I'm not turning on the fan. I'm not going to let it sabotage my damn video and have to re-edit it and voice over it. Nobody got time for that, okay? So the fans are off. We got the cozy sweater on. We got the little pumpkin. We got the paints. Ooh, how am I going to hold this up? Okay. I'm going to put it on top of books. Got the Bible. My grandmother sent me this. I haven't even opened it, but you know what? It's here. Is it in frame yet? If I put the little pumpkin in here? Yeah, you can see. Okay, I'll put a few more. Okay. Bam. Bam. I'll put Illuminate on top because I didn't like that book anyway. So if we get a little paint on it, it's okay. Okay. So I'm not going to say what I'm making until the end. So the point of this tag, if you're new here, because I do have a lot of new subscribers, so if you have not seen my original tag, I will link it somewhere in this video so you can check it out. And while you're up there, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and subscribe, like, put a thumbs up. If you don't know what to comment in my videos, just put little hearts on the bottom, you know, put the little hearts, or put a little pumpkin, okay? So this tag is a mix of 13 tag questions, bookish tag questions that I'm going to be answering as I paint my pumpkin, okay? And I already know what I'm going to paint, but I probably should look at it before I start. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Oh, so cute. It's so tiny. It reminds me of my mochi. I have a study date with her tonight. So, I've been studying too. Because if you don't know, your girl is learning Korean. Okay, so you'll be seeing some bookish videos in a different language within the next year. Okay, so stay tuned for that. We start now. We're off to a great start. I'm already getting abused by my pumpkin. It's fine. Okay, so am I supposed to wash this first? Okay, let me just draw my base. I need to look at the picture. I picked a really simple one, but I still need to look at the picture, so I should probably cover this. So we got paper towel-y here. It's like a little dress. Bum, bum, ba-na. God, why did they make this so hard to get off? Oh, help. Okay. Made in the US figures, just a nightmare. Any other country would have put the little thingies on it so you can peel it off. Ha! Got it! Holy shit, finally, that took forever. Alright, so I have my 13 questions, 1,635 years later, now that I have everything set up. I wanted to make a spoiler card, like a little card that says spoiler, so when I talk about books that are spoilers, I can just like hold up that card. And then when I put it down, you guys know to unmute it if you haven't read that book. But I forgot to do that before this video, so I don't know what I'm gonna do for spoilers. We'll hold up Princess Bubblegum for spoilers, because there's gonna be a few in here. Let's just not get any paint on this print, because oh, I love this print so much. Look how pretty. Yay, I'm happy now. So the first prompt is ghost, and that prompt is to name a character that died that you wish didn't. So this is a huge spoiler. So let me get Princess Bubblegum. I'm going to be talking about a spoiler here. So if you have not read the Throne of Glass series, or at least finished the Throne of Glass series, or are completely done with the Throne of Glass series, do not unmute this until I put this spoiler card down because this is a huge spoiler. And while you're down there and you're muting, make sure you follow me on Instagram, follow me on follow me on Twitter, follow me on Goodreads. So for this prompt, character that I wish didn't die. I haven't read that series in so long, but it was 7. It was 7. Wasn't it 7 or 13? Was it 13? Ooh, I don't remember how many. I don't remember. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, the witches, the coven, the one that was like ride or die with Manon. Yeah, when they died, I was like, I literally, I was so mad because I felt like that whole death was like so unnecessary. Like I get like certain characters needed to be killed off, but all of them, all 7 of them or 13 or whatever, I can't remember how many there were, but like all of them, just they had to sacrifice themselves like that. Like that death killed me. Like I was so sad. That's like the only thing that I was like devastated of. And like if you look at the cover, because I remember looking at the cover and like it had Manon and then it had the 7 behind her and they were all like misty looking, like ghost almost, and I was like, the fuck going on? But I just thought it was like a cool picture. But then after I read the book, then I was like, oh, they did. Okay, so we got it, we get it. Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all, like not even the slightest. I was just like completely in shock and very sad. So that's that. Okay, so the second prompt is jack-o'-lantern. Name a character who is two-faced or shady. And this, I think this is another spoiler. Okay, this is a spoiler. Okay, so I'm supposed to name a character that was like shady or hid who they really were or whatever. So if you have not read the Nevernight series or started the Nevernight series or got through the first or second book, the first book, yeah, make sure you mute me. So the character that I picked for this prompt was Ashlyn, because like in the series, Nevernight series, she has like her best friends and like they're all riding together and doing like the assassin school together, and it was so nice. And then all of a sudden at the end, Ashlyn and her brother goes and like kills everybody. I was like, what the hell going on? But the plot was spectacular, but she was one of the most shady bitches, and I was just like, is revenge really that sweet? Like damn, nobody saw that shit coming. Like not even Mia. That shit was crazy. But if you read the second book, you already know what's gonna go down with them. Okay, so the third prompt is cemetery. I can't think of any characters that I felt were unnecessary in any books that I read recently, because if I feel like they're unnecessary, I will literally just forget that they even exist. You know how there's those characters that they mention their names a couple times and you're just like, okay, like you don't remember like who the hell they are, and every time they pop up on the page you're like, you still here? Almost every character in Priory of the Orange Tree. Every time I think about that book, I realize more and more like how much it was like not that good. Like it wasn't a letdown, it wasn't a bad book. I just think that the author should have split, I don't know, something. It's like one of those books that you need to go back and read just to pick apart, but it's like that book is almost 900 pages. I'm not going back, I'm not reliving that, okay? We did it one time, we call it a day. Yeah, but like almost every character in there I just literally didn't give a shit about, except the character that was like a witch and she was kind of like working with the queen or something, and they had like a love interest thing going on. Yeah, that's the only one I cared about, and I can't remember her name. I remember the queen's name. Her name was like Sabrin or something like that. Yeah, but almost every character in that book I literally didn't give a rat's ass about, like in the slightest. And I'm like a character driven reader, so that was like pretty hard for me to struggle through. I think that the author should have definitely split it up into like a series or given like a little more character development or just something. It was just dragging. Yeah, every time I think about that book, I think the cover was just so pretty, the book community like lost their shit for a second. So yeah, I don't even think I wrote a review on that one, but you would know if you follow me on Goodreads. Make sure you do. The next one is spooky. Name a character that creeped you the out, and I can already tell you what character creeped me out because I just recently read You. Yeah, that book was, yeah, no. The character Joe, what a creepy I mean, really, like, but the book was so good. Like, I read that book while I was on my cruise, which I will be uploading a vlog for that within the next week. And I was really struggling with like finding a to give to when it came to reading, and like that book, I swear I remember like starting it and just like flying through the first like 80 pages. Dude, he's crazy, he's like out of his mind. But the thing about that character is like you kind of like understand, and it's weird because it makes you like question yourself, because like he makes you kind of understand where he's coming from, or the way that he writes or talks in the book. It makes you like feel for him. It makes you like feel bad for him, or like understand why he's doing what he's doing. And it's like, no, you're crazy. Like, this shit is not okay. Like, this is not okay at all. But it's like, honestly, when you look at like his characteristics, they're so similar to a lot of the male characters in like fantasy books and a lot of these like love interests and romance novels and all the other shit that we read. And I'm just like, interesting. And then it makes it even creepier because it feels like he's talking to you, because like it says like, oh, you opened the door, oh, you look this way, oh, you walk that way, oh, you walked in the door. And like I read most of it physical copy and loved every second of it. And then like towards the end, I was already back home and working, so like the last like few chapters I listened to an audiobook. It was even creepier. Everybody kept telling me, oh, listen to the audiobook, but I was just like, I have the physical copy, I'm gonna read the physical copy. And I'm so excited now because now I can finally watch this show on Netflix that everybody's like raving about, even though like I never finish Netflix series. Like, I always start shit and then I like never finish it. So the next prompt is costume. If I could wear a costume based off of a character, who would it be and why? So for that one, I don't know why, but I said Sailor Moon. I just like the way they dress. They look so cute. Like, literally no one could fight crime in those little ass skirts that they fight crime in. They just look so cute, and they have like really long hair and really big eyes. Like, yeah, I like their little costumes. I actually dressed as, was it Sailor Mars? Yeah, I did a Sailor Mars cosplay, and you would know that if you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you like that picture and follow your girl. And while you're down there, make sure you like this video, share this video, comment on this video. Thank you. It's Candy, and this one is to talk about a series that I can't get enough of. A series that I'm kind of obsessed with right now. I need black. We need black for this Nevernight series. But now I'm actually listening to the audiobook for the third and final book, and I'm not loving it, and I'm kind of nervous because like I'm like almost 50% done with that book, and I am so bored. Like, has anyone finished Dark Dawn? Does it get better? Because your girl's like 50% done, and I'm like over it. I'm genuinely like, most of it is like travel and like sappy friendship moments. It's like, okay, I'm here for the fighting, I'm here for the blood, where is it? Okay, so that's like what I'm waiting for, and it's just like not happening. I'm like, okay. But it was a series I was obsessed with. We'll see if that actually continues. We'll see how this book wraps up. I've seen mixed reviews. I've seen people give it 3 stars. I've seen people give it 5 stars. So I'm excited to see where I fall on that spectrum. Okay, so 7 is Glow Stick. But let me get my paintbrush ready, steady here. Okay, so for this prompt, I'm supposed to name a character that helped guide the MC to where they needed to go. For this one, I picked Gray in A Curse So Dark and Lonely because he's like one of those super loyal, ride or die characters that's like royal to the crown type deal. But I just really liked his character. I feel like his character is a little more complex, and I'm like excited to see like where his storyline goes, because he's actually really interesting. Because he guided Ren. Yeah, I don't want to get my books wet. He guided Ren through like where he needed to go, what he needed to do, and stuff like that. He kind of reminded me of Kale from Throne of Glass, but only like a little more proper and like a little more interesting, because I feel like Kale kind of changed as the series went on, and he kind of aggravated the shit out of me. But I like Gray, so I'm excited to see what his character does. Yay! We have an eye. Can you see? Oh, it's so bright. Can you see it? Do you think you know who I'm doing? I think everybody can figure out who it is now. It's supposed to have a mouth, but I think I'd make his eye too big. Number 8, Spiderweb. So this one is to talk about a plot twist that was executed perfectly. Favorite plot twist was definitely Behind Her Eyes. Like, Behind Her Eyes is a thriller that follows an MC that meets this guy in a bar, and they like fall for, they have like this special little kiss or something like that, and then she goes to work the next day and he ends up being her boss, which is like great. So she goes to work the next day, he ends up being her boss, and then she ends up befriending his wife, and like they seem so picture perfect, but she can just tell something is off. And then she also has night terrors, and it's like a psychological thriller, and the wife kind of is like helping her with like her night terrors and her dreams and stuff like that. But it gets crazy, okay? And at the end, you think you know what the hell's going on, and you don't, okay? If you haven't read Behind Her Eyes, please go read that damn book. I listened to it on audiobook, and it was really good. So if you have Scribs, check it out on Scribs. Number 9 is Scream. Name a book that made you want to scream. Ooh, I almost screamed just now because I thought I got paint on my book. Great. So a book that made me want to scream recently was The Wicked King. Like, that book was so hype. I honestly, if you haven't seen my last video where I was saying I just think that Holly Black's writing just isn't for me. Like, I've tried so many of her books. I'm just like, maybe as she writes more books, her writing will get better, or I liked it better. No, it's not getting better. The Wicked King, it was just like cringy. Like, Jude and Carden really just aggravated the shit. Everything they did just aggravated me. And there were so many things within that book that I was just like, really? And then especially the characters. Like, the characters are usually what I hone in on. And like, the characters did the stupidest things. A lot of like the plots were just like, the whole plot was just like, it was just corny to me. I was just over it. I really did not enjoy that book. And I just felt like every time I really wasn't enjoying it, it would be like a scene of them like trying to make Carden super sexy, like where he like laid out on the throne and had his earrings dangling and like pretty shiny rings or some shit. And I'm like, girl, I don't care about that. Number 10 is Howl. Name a character or animal that I would shapeshift into if I could. So for me, it would probably be like a cat, like a black cat or something. Just because like cats are so sneaky, but I just feel like black cats are so pretty, especially the little fluffy ones. Like, you ever, like, most of the black cats that I've met are like pretty nice actually. So I don't know, I like them. I think they're really pretty. I would shapeshift into a cat. Oh my god, I wouldn't have to pay rent. Ooh yeah, no rent. I won't have to pay rent. I won't have to pay taxes. Oh my god, I'll be living my best life. Oh, it's so pretty. So number 11 is Witch. I'm supposed to name a evil character that I kind of liked. So right off the top, it's Minna. Is it Mina? Mina? Stranger Dreamer. So this was like, she was one of those characters that was like evil, but you kind of understood her reasoning for it, and she kind of protected everybody. And I just thought it was so creepy how like everyone aged except her. Like, she stayed the same age throughout the entire book, like even like years after they all grew up and they were like 16, 17, 18, and she still was like 6, and she was the scariest out of all of them. But it's like, I understood where she was coming from because she had like such a traumatic experience, and I liked her. She was like my favorite character in the whole book. And I've actually cosplayed Stranger Dreamers, so if you actually want to see that, which is actually one of my most viewed videos since Sydney shouted me out, so thank you so much, Sydney. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it up above so you can check it out. It's so hard to paint with this big ass brush, but your girl is trying. Oh, I got the whole backside to do. Ooh, oh, it looks so cool. Okay, we getting somewhere. 12. Skeleton, a series that started off strong and finished very weak. I think I put The Cruel Prince because The Cruel Prince had like potential. It was like, it wasn't the best, but it was good, and it was like exciting, and I was excited. I was like, finally, I like Holly Black's writing a little bit. I was excited to see like where it would go, and like then I read The Wicked King and I was like, okay, like, I guess. And now like The Queen of Nothing is out and everybody's like losing their shit over it, and I think there's been a few spoilers on Twitter with it, and everybody's pretty upset about that. I'm definitely DNFing that series. I think Queen of Nothing is the last book in the series, but I can't do it. So the last one is Cauldron. So for this one, the prompt is to pick 3 characters that I would mix up and make one person. Like, you know, mix them all up, make them into one character. Lola from Motor Crush, just because I like her style. She's a crybaby, but she's kind of badass. Like, she's pretty, she knows how to fix shit. Like, she's a mechanic. I actually cosplayed her too. If you're on my Instagram, you would know that. So yeah, I would mix up her with Ruby from Stranger Dreamer. She's like super feisty and she doesn't give a shit about how anybody feels. She just like all over the place. I really liked her too. She's super like fiery, and I think her ability is fire. And then the third character would be, oh, I can't remember his name. Him. I would mix them three together. So it would be Lola, Ruby, and then the guy that's in Princess Jellyfish, just because he's like fabulous and he wears whatever the hell he wants. I really like him. I love his sense of style, so pretty, and just, I don't know, he's a really good character. I think it's gonna be a really interesting series. This is pretty much done. Okay, and we're done. I'm gonna try to finish painting this here. This big ass brush. Your girl is a skilled artiste though. So we're gonna make I love how as soon as I said that I messed up. I messed up as soon as I said that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I have to tag people's. Okay, so if I'm gonna tag you, I'll put your picture and in here, and I will tag you on Twitter as well. So I have like so many booktube videos I need to catch up on. Who are you guys watching? Like, whose videos are you guys enjoying? I've seen a lot of creative videos coming out for this spooky season, but your girl has not even decorated her shelves. Like, I am so out of it with this season. I don't know, like, I expected to be cosplaying every day and eating candy and chilling and spooky vibes and candy and cookies. None of that shit happened. It just, the months just fly by. When you're an adult, the months just freaking fly by, man. But I am trying to get some spooky reads in, which is why I read You this month. What if this shit just broke right here? I would be so sad. I hate how pumpkins look without the stem. Ta-da! See? Oh no, I messed it up. Ew. Oh, let's just like fill this spot in. A little concealer. Mike Wazowski. His eye looks weird. I want to make it bigger, but like these brushes are so big. There we go. Bam. Okay. Oh, that's better. If you haven't seen my video from last year, make sure you check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.